Yeah.
Our first raft got hung up on one of those long stumps.
Good. All of a sudden it got busy.
Yeah. Ducks and geese, you know.
So we on?
We're on.
Oh, I'm on. Okay. Well, you all land lovers, we're making the trek down to Beaver Lake. We'll let the people that were actually involved in the story tell the story, but I'm your captain for today's ride.
Sounds great. It was at this point that we found the rowboat on the shore, and Martin stole it. And the four of us, including the two Schmidt boys, got on this boat and poled our way across the channel here, leading to this island right here. And by this time it was probably about late in the afternoon. It probably wasn't quite dinner time, but it was certainly approaching it. And so this is the largest island that is positioned in between Elk Lake and Beaver Lake. It favors the Beaver Lake side of the two lakes. So I think. Okay, so now what we do? We ended up there with starting the fire, and that's where we spent the night. And because when we first landed, we had made the raft, and it didn't hold up, so it was too late to announce. So we decided to spend the night there on the island. So, but I think it was there, and this is where we had to get across to here, and then head over the other island. So I'd taken you on that first test run when the raft didn't hold up, and then in the morning it was. Well, we also thought that this island that I'm looking at now was the mainland. We didn't know whether it was an island or a mainland, but we were clearly disappointed to find out that when we got on it, that it was another island. Because I pulled across with you and then with Joe Schmidt and went back and got Alf. Yeah. And then did the same going to the mainland that I had taken two of you across. Then I was going back for Alf, and Earl showed up with the police. Yeah. So he got on the raft and went back and got Alf. And he was up to his knees in water. I think it was a foot and a half underwater. And he refused to let me go back and get the last ones. Well, how it held up with his weight, I don't know. Yeah. So just for the record, this happened on All Saints Day, which was November the 1st. You know, a holy day of obligation. So it was a holiday for us Catholic school kids, and so we got our bikes. Martin was 14, I was 9, and I wasn't setting a very good example. We went to meet the Schmidt boys, Alf and Joe. Alf was in Martin's grade. Joe was a couple of years younger, and they were living at the farm that originally Dad managed on Quadra Street, and we were living on Borden Avenue at the time. So anyway, we had no idea where we were going, but we headed out to Beaver Lake and found the boat and stole the boat and took it across this island, thinking we'd just go for a short jaunt and be home, and nobody would be the wiser. But anyway, when we got there, the bottom fell on the boat, and we were in bad straits. So anyway, Martin, tell about Alf Schmidt that you had to bring into line. Well, no, it's just he got a little hysterical, so we had to calm him down. Because you were handling it rather well, but the Schmidts were, were not handling the strain very well. Yeah. So anyway, we got them calmed down, and we decided to spend the night. Of course, well, it wasn't a question of deciding. We had no choice. No, but of course, then that storm came in, which was it was a record rain, and it seemed to me there was thunder and lightning. And I remember lightning. And, a hell of a gale blowing through. So we suffered through till the morning.
How'd you explain the matches to your mother? That's what I want to know.
I don't know if we ever got into that, but yeah.
At least you had matches.
That's
She
right.
Boy Scout, always prepared.
She knew Martin was smoking anyway, so that was no surprise.
And of course, 2 cigarettes would support my habit for the day anyway.
So this is the second island that we landed on. And then from there, behind this island was the mainland, which is the west side of Beaver Lake. So the significance of this was that Dad had died in January, and this was now November of the same year. So there was tremendous consternation, of course, not only amongst our family, but the rest of the parish, that, that here was Mom losing her husband and possibly losing 2 sons all in the same year. That was a matter of great concern. Father Mangan had a special mass, and all the school kids were, involved. And then I remember when we got home, Martin went upstairs and had a bath in the bathtub, and Mom pulled out the round galvanized wash tub. So here I was in the kitchen, soaking in boiling water. Was water coming was being heated on the stove, and Mr. Shannon across the street, who managed the winery, brought over a bottle of wine and insisted that we have some.
That was the start of it.
And I think I threw up or something like that.
That
Just
was
awful.
wine and boiling water. But we stuck with it and learned to like it.
But anyway, it all ended amicably, and Mom was obviously relieved, and we were kind of heroes in school for a day or so. And
Significant novena that night.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, that was 56 years ago, on November the 1st. Long time. Anyway, thanks to Jim for taking us out here. It's great. So, what we'll do,
Now, if he doesn't get us stranded on the
Yeah, we'll
island.
try to get home.
yeah.
We could have a bigger story coming.
Okay, we should head back. So Jim's going to take us behind the second island, so we can look at the channel that separates the second island from the mainland, where Earl and the policeman came to save us the next morning. And we think that it was probably around 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning. And there's some suggestion that the, matter of fact, Martin, when you look over there, see? Where you said you saw lights from a house?
Yeah, that's possible.
See? So that's the Brookley side.
Yeah, that would do it.
But anyway, there was a suggestion that the police checked all a lot of the houses in the area, and someone indicated they saw a fire on the island. And so that was their clue to come and see if we were there, and lo and behold, that's where they found us. So this is the channel separating the second island with the mainland, and we're heading towards the rock that we think was the spot where Earl came with the police. And Martin had already taken me over there, so he was on his way back. So we're looking now over at Beaver Lake, where the public beach is just to the right, just around that corner. It's hard to know exactly where we would have taken off.
The thing is, the time of year, of course, it wouldn't be any of this greenery. It would all be bare,
No, that's true.
other than the firs.
That's true.
So I think that's throwing us too.
Yeah. Now, do you think It couldn't be that rock, Martin. Would it be that rock that we,
Oh, no, because the rock was right in the tree.
so it's over on this side more? Yeah. Okay, well that's great.
We were concerned about because the fire was 15 feet high and we thought it would start the trees apart. We didn't give it to him. We couldn't give us that much better signal, you know, that,
Yeah. No, and we really thought somebody would spot the fire.
yeah,
Now, I remember that we found a telephone pole,
yeah,
and then
and some fence posts, which were odd. They,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
the split
I don't
cedar
remember that.
rails.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
But then what we did, we used shoelaces and tied them together.
yeah.
And but then I think didn't we try to go on this telephone pole by
Well,
itself?
we tried to do an outrigger on it,
Oh, okay.
and but the lace they just stretched too much.
Yeah. Yeah, we end up
But that was
we end up in the drink.
Our original idea was to look like a bunch of Hawaiians here with we had rigged it up with a small pole and the,
Yeah.
with lashings to the outrigger, but it just wouldn't stand
Well,
up.
as you say it, I think if we were to go on this island here,
Yeah,
a little further in, you might even find the rock.
yeah. Well, I'm sure
Right.
20 or 30 feet in there is where
Yeah.
you'd find it. And I said,
Pretty dense.
we weren't concerned whether we started the whole island on fire at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that definitely was the
You
landing.
see all this growth here. I mean, in the fall, there's no leaves on any of this stuff. That's all.
So we're looking at the big island that we stayed on. It had the
So
had the
that's-
bonfire
I guess
during
it's
the
showing
night.
us that